Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Josh. Welcome back to another video. And well, I'm gonna say this right now before we kind of get into the video, before we move on, right? I'm just gonna say this right now with the stuff we're gonna be talking about today. Obviously, it's gonna make me sound like one of those anti-SJW YouTube channels and all that. And I'm just gonna say this right now. I am not part of that group. Obviously, I don't do stuff like that. You guys know I'm all about the fun stuff. I don't really like to really talk about that type of stuff unless it's really necessary, because obviously the reason why YouTube channels like that exist, it's because obviously we don't like, political stuff and all that weirdness into our content. But obviously these channels, they've kind of changed over the years. Obviously, they're not really what they used to be, and they're kind of a joke at this point, honestly. I mean, they're like, uh, I don't know. They used to give off like some good information and all that, but nowadays it's just, they basically perceive everything as like woke and all that, and that's just such a toxic mindset to have. So I'm just gonna say this right now. I am not, part of those channels and whatever, and I can't say that enough because of what we're going to be talking about today, because what I'm going to be talking about is pretty much what they've been talking about ever since Marvel. I'm going to read the article to you right now, right? Marvel introduces its first gay Spider-Man as the latest Spider-Verse variant. So yeah, already we're going to be off to a tricky start. This is some controversial type stuff, right? And the reason why I'm saying that, it's because for the past few years or so, yeah, Marvel's been trying to attempt to kind of, spread awareness of gay people, right? There's nothing wrong with that, and there really isn't. I'm just gonna say it right now. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Okay, I'm not gay myself, but I don't have a problem with anyone that is. And if you have a problem, then get out of here. All right, you're not welcome here. That's all I gotta say. But what's been happening for the past few years or so is obviously, Marvel, they're not the only company to do this, but they've been basically pandering to like the LGBT, sorry, the LGBTQ. I can't LGBTQ plus. I can't. I do apologize if I mess it up. Okay, please don't get mad, because I know that there are people that will get triggered about that. But you guys get what I mean, right? They try to pander to that group and whatever, and it's like they're not really doing it because they care. They obviously doing it because I don't know. They just love pandering. I don't know. And like I said, they're not the only company to do that, obviously. But what makes Marvel interesting in this case is that this is not their only attempt. DC is guilty of this too. I remember one time they were going to do like a non-binary Flash, which, I mean, okay, it's not really something people have asked for, but all right. I don't really know much about that, though. I don't even know if that comic book even came to be, if I'm being honest with you. I don't even know. But not too long ago, I know they wanted to make a gay Captain America, which, I mean, look, like I said, there's nothing wrong with being gay, but I'm just saying, though, why not just create an original character instead of creating, like, from your imagination, create a superhero or whatever that just so happens to be gay? Why did they thought of taking an existing character who's not been gay for like years and years now, and then all of a sudden make him gay just because? And I get it. Okay, a lot of superheroes are just straight. Okay, I get that. I mean, except for Batwoman. Batwoman is supposed to be a lesbian, but the point that I'm trying to make here is that, understandably, I could get the frustration behind that. I understand. Everyone wants to kind of they want to how do I say this? I had the word right in my head. Relate. There you go. Yeah, relate. Right. They want to relate to the superheroes, right? So I get it. Okay. Like, look at Iron Man. He's like a pretty big macho man, with his little mustache, and he's a rich guy, but secretly he's Iron Man. What else can I say about that, right? So obviously, I get it. You'll get people being like, oh, if I'm gay, how am I supposed to relate to someone as heroic as Iron Man who's not gay? But people got to understand, you can always relate to your favorite superheroes without having to, having them gay. So that's what I don't really get with what they're trying to do here. All of this sounds very controversial. I know this is like, wow, but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to make a point here, So let's just get right into the meat of it. All right. Marvel will introduce its first gay Spider-Man, a new character named Webb Weaver, in the upcoming Edge of Spider-Verse number 5, which releases in September. Now, I don't really know much about the comic books, obviously, you know, with the whole Spider-Verse story. I do know about I know about Spider-Verse, but I don't know much about this particular comic book. Obviously, it's going for the whole alternate universe route, like, you know, with Miles Morales and all that, and, you know, all that. So that I kind of get. But let's keep reading, right? I'm gonna keep reading this. Marvel will debut the first gay Spider-Man in the upcoming Edge of Spider-Verse #5. Edge of Spider-Verse #5 writer Steve Fox shared an image of Marvel's first gay Spider. Wow, they really love saying that. Okay, Webweaver onto his Twitter account. And then they put in quote, something I realized immediately when conceiving Webb Weaver. Oh God, why he say it like that? Is that he can't and shouldn't represent all gay men. So okay, all right, that's understandable. Fox posted, no single character can. His fearlessly feminine identity is central to who he is, but it's not the story which you can experience for yourself in September. So yeah, he did release some pictures and all that, and I don't know. Like you see in the title, they kind of gave Spider-Man like a yellow costume here, which I don't care about color variants. I'm kind of fine with that. So this is the cover, I guess. I guess you kind of got like a half Craven, half Dr. Octopus. Listen, I'm not caught up with the story. Okay, I don't know what's the context here. Okay, so I do apologize. And then you got the Spider-Man right here and the yellow and all that. So okay, that's interesting, I guess. You know, I mean, I don't know. It feels like it's kind of being forced though. They're kind of at your face about it. So they did release more art, and I won't lie. Well, I like the design a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like that they're a little bit like too upfront with it, you know? I mean, I want it to kind of feel natural, you know? I they shouldn't have to just kind of say it straight out, you know? And that's kind of the problem too. And it also goes back to what I was saying before. If you want to add more like gay representation into your comics and whatever, that's perfectly fine. There's honestly nothing wrong with that. What I'm trying to say is, why not create an original character though? That would be a lot more better and more relatable, you know? That's what I'm trying to say. Because you got all these characters, they're all pre-existing, you know? They've been around since the 1960s or 50s or so. I don't know, whatever Marvel was created, okay? You know, so I'm just saying it's something that's already been established. So why kind of come out of nowhere with this? I mean, I get that they're going for the whole alternate universe route, which is perfectly fine, I guess. But by the time they do that, it's kind of already too late. People have already lost interest because then already people are gonna be like, this is obviously just pandering. They're obviously trying to do this to support the gay community when in reality, do they really? We don't know. You know, you kind of gotta just read it for yourself and kind of make up your own conclusion. So I can't say whether this is good or bad. I'm just gonna make the announcement and say, hey, look, guys, he's in yellow now, you know, and it's like, I wonder what the reaction is. You know what? The fact that this is on Twitter, we all know that Twitter's kind of they could be a little bit up in arms about it. They're either with it or against it. I don't know. Twitter's a pretty toxic place to say the least. Okay, that's like degeneracy and all that. Yeah. I'm trying to read. I don't want to read these out loud. I'm just silently looking at this. The voice, the character. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I rather not continue because I can already tell this is just gonna be a mess. And that's why earlier in the video I've mentioned that, you know, this is gonna make me sound like one of those like anti-SJW channels, because basically if you look on YouTube, that's pretty much those are the YouTube channels that are basically covering this topic. I don't see nobody else talking about it, obviously, you know, so it's like of course, they would talk about it, but the reason why I'm talking about it is because one, my favorite Marvel character is Spider-Man, and two, lately I've been getting into the original Toy Biz toy line, you know, the 1990s, you know, and honestly, they're really awesome figures. Right here, I got the superposable Spider-Man, you know, and yeah, I don't know, something, I guess, you know. Plus, I've been wanting to read something comic book related for a while. It's been a while too. Haven't. I mean, I still read manga too, but like I had to stop collecting because I don't have enough room for it. So I'm kind of stuck in there. So I guess let's kind of go back a little bit with Webweaver. Character design for Webweaver was created by Chris Anka. From the jump, I looked at a lot of McQueen and Mugler for this and as inspiration. Anka tweeted on June 23rd, I cast a web net for the original design while also looking at new and unique spiders that Foxy had recommended, which eventually pared down to this look. And you know what? I think that's actually a very creative decision, personally, because imagine that. Imagine like if Spider-Man got bit by a tarantula and he became like this big buff kind of grotesque Spider-Man. That's honestly really cool, you know? Again, look back at the old Toy Biz toy line. They've made plenty of like messed up Spider-Mans. I have a few of them. I would bring them out, but you know, I don't want to just walk over there and then grab them because that kind of makes me look unprofessional in a way. You know, I just want to sit down and basically tell you the story, right? So I get what they're saying. Same goes for a Daddy Long Leg. How would that work, you know, for Spider-Man? Honestly, it's up to interpret. Or Black Widow. Imagine that. You get like a very venomous Spider-Man or so, which makes no sense. I get it. But to be fair, there was a comic book where Spider-Man, he kind of how do I say this without getting into trouble with YouTube? I mean, this video is not monetized, but I'm just gonna say it, right? So I think it was Gwen Stacy, if I remember correctly. He had sex with Gwen Stacy, and long story short, she died because his genetics and all that, his semen, it was radioactive, basically, which is okay. I get that. He got bit by a radioactive spider, I guess. I don't know. There you go. You got that kind of going on. So yeah, I could definitely see what they were trying to go with that idea. I really do like that, with the whole experimenting with different spiders and all that. I think that would be perfect. I would definitely love to see that as like an alternate universe of Spider-Man where he gets bit by a completely different spider and then he becomes like something else. I think that's really cool, but I don't know. This though, like I say, there's nothing wrong with creating like gay characters and all that, but I wish that they weren't like so in your face about it. Why can't you just let it flow naturally? I think that's much more better though, and it benefits the community better because at least you're not forceful about it. You're not like in front of people's faces. It's not like, hey, gay, and then it's like, it comes as like a shock all of a sudden. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. It sounds bad, but I don't know. I feel like if you've asked like a lot of people from that community what they think about this type of stuff, I can't help but wonder what is their reactions though. Honestly, this is something that I can't really say for myself because I am not part of that community. I'm not gay, so I'm just saying. I kind of do wonder what's their thoughts on this type of stuff, because I've definitely heard in the past that they don't really like stuff like that because it feels forceful, Why take an existing character and all of a sudden make him gay when you could create an original one that you can actually kind of relate to because it's a completely brand new character. You're starting from the ground up. You're not reusing something that's been around for who knows how long, That's the point that I'm trying to make here, I don't know. It goes into like the creation and all the writing and all that. So I don't know what the process is. Okay. I don't know what it was like in that meeting room. I really don't know. I really wish to be that fly or spider in that meeting room, but still I can't help but wonder who thought of this idea exactly. Like who, But I guess that's all I can really say, honestly. I don't know. I don't really got much else to say. I just wanted to talk about this because I thought it was interesting, I kind of wonder what are people's thoughts on it, because I can already tell it's going to be quite controversial, This is something that's relatively new. So I'm just waiting for the internet to pretty much blow up about it and then call it woke as always, And like I say earlier in the video, a lot of like those YouTube channels and all that, they always like talk about stuff that's woke and all that, but the problem with those type of channels is that they'll think that every single thing is woke, Do I think this is woke? I don't know. I'm a little bit like, I don't know. I don't even know what the term means. The definition has changed so much. It honestly has, it's meaningless. It's no longer understandable. Is what I'm trying to say. So using that word, honestly, it's just a complete joke. I don't even get it. Like YouTubers like, quartering and all that and no bullshit, those channels are such a joke, especially no bullshit too, because this guy, he's became, the YouTube channel, right? The guy, he became such a huge jackass. Basically, if you disagree with what he says, he'll just ultimately make fun of you on Twitter and talk about how poor you are, And I'm like, Okay, that's too far, honestly. Like, come on, that's not cool at all, you know. And that's what I'm trying to say too. Is like these channels, they became like these weird sort of like has that weird hateful vibe to it. It's like you're not really getting any good information. I'm just seeing someone like mad all the time, and that's just not healthy. Yeah, understandably, it's good to kind of call out stuff that is trying to do some pandering and some political nonsense, you know. So it's like I'm trying to think. It's like the whole 2016 Ghostbusters situation where you know, people were like, "Oh, it's a female Ghostbusters" and whatever, and like people and all the feminists were like, "Oh, men don't," you know, and it's like it's not like that. It's just people didn't want a reboot of a classic film, you know. That's kind of the issue here. So it's not a good example, but those are like some example I'm trying to use of like what type of topics these channels will talk about. And you know, I'm not part of those channels, obviously, but this video, it's pretty much suitable for that type of channel, if that makes sense. So I don't need to go any further than that. Okay, all I have to say is, what do you guys think? You think you know, a gay Spider-Man, is that okay? You know, what do you guys think? I don't know. I'm just gonna just let it slide. I don't really care. I just thought I'd just point out that, you know, obviously I can't, you know, is this pandering, or are they just trying to be, you know, nice about it? I don't know. You know, pandering is never a good thing, obviously. You know, you'll get like companies, you know, like Nickelodeon. I remember when they say that SpongeBob was gay, even though that's not true. The original creator even said it himself that he's not in love. Okay, he's a cartoon character. Okay, and it's like, okay, that's obviously gay pandering because, you know, that's it's accepting. You know, we should all be accepting to stuff like that, but not in the way that these companies present it. You know, all I'm gonna say is they got to stop being forceful with this stuff. They really do. Let it flow naturally. You know, and I'll keep saying, I said it once and I'll keep saying it again. Make an original character that happens to be gay, not reuse a pre-existing one. Don't use a character that's already existed for a long time and then all of a sudden change their backstory and change how they are because this, you know, that's all I gotta say. So, you know, I'm just gonna end the video here. Hopefully it doesn't get controversial. I hope not. You know, I mean, I'm a pretty small channel, so I highly doubt I'm gonna get into some big trouble with this type of stuff, but you know, I'm just voicing my opinion. So that's all. I don't think I'm not going to look at it as a bad thing or anything like that. So yeah, that's about it, right? So what I'm going to do next time, I've been trying to work on my toy reviews. You know, hopefully I'll get back up and up and running with that type of stuff. You know I've been a little bit behind with that. I've done about at least, I want to say, 4 toy reviews so far. I'll double check on that. I don't even remember. I don't even keep track. Literally, I did like a YouTube short and I put like no effort into it on purpose, and it already has 1,800 views, and I'm like, damn it. Videos I put no effort into gets views, but videos I do put effort into barely gets anything. That says a lot about YouTube right there. I don't blame you guys at all. That's YouTube system right there, because they love YouTube shorts. Originally, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna talk about YouTube shorts. Maybe that might be my next video, because I wanted to do like a kind of a rant, because I think, I don't know, it's gone a little bit too far. Basically, as you guys just heard, you know, I did a YouTube short. It's basically like Godzilla roaring or whatever, you know, and again, that gets tons of views, but videos I put effort into don't. So yeah. Thanks, YouTube. Also, yes, I was correct. I did 4 toy reviews so far. So far, they've been Ultraman related. So hopefully, I'll do something else different. You know, I do plan on reviewing Spider-Man figures. Hopefully, in the future, I do want to do Ninja Turtles as well, because I'm a huge Ninja Turtle fan. So it only makes sense. So yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, you guys know I always make these videos randomly. So yeah. That's about it, you know. So I hope you guys like what you saw. Leave a like and subscribe. You know, dislike it if you dislike it. You know, it doesn't really matter, you know. And yeah, if you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. You know, if you like this type of stuff, just me sitting down talking about random shit all the time, because that's basically what my talk videos are. That's what I do sometimes. I just talk about stuff I think is weird and interesting. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.